talking about that, you see the Olympics are supposed to start now. What, on the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
I see that they've issued a state of emergency or whatever they call it in Japan for the duration of the Olympic Games. I'm very surprised that they're going ahead with the Olympic Games.
They're gonna have to.
Well, yeah.
Money have been spent.
The money's been spent. It's going to, and if you consider all those athletes and trainers and everything else, they've all been in these isolation bubbles for months.
Yeah.
So if they travel and just stay in those conditions and they do the testing on the day every day, there's no reason why it can't go on. As long it's when you bring the fans into it, that's a problem. But doing the Olympics without fans, it's not the same. It's not the same. I went to the Olympics when I was in London in 2012. Oh man, it was just mind-blowing. The volume of activity, the volume of people, the spirit, the mood, that whole electric environment.
Yeah.
And as a premier sports person, this is what you would be looking forward to, this moment. Because you train long hours, you go through the pain to get to this level, to compete at your best, that you're conditioning yourself for months. This is your reward. That whole atmosphere. You take that away, it's just another race in a pool. Because normally when you practice, there's no one around you cheering you on. So this is going to be the same. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not fun running in an empty stadium, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You need that crowd behind, that noise, just to push you forward.
Well,
I mean, it's a virtual crowd.
A virtual crowd.
What
Yeah,
is a
well,
virtual crowd?
It's possible. Eh? There's nothing wrong with it. Just play it over the speakers, man.
My company is sponsoring the Olympics, and they are talking about a lot of technological things that we're going to introduce to bring the fans closer to the sport, or to facilitate things in the stadiums and in the parks. And I'll probably elaborate on that more closer to the time when I've got more info. But
cool.
Yeah, if I look at what we did for other sports like Tour de France and that, it's pretty cool. Anyway, we digress.
But on that, I mean, just talking about Wimbledon is on at the moment.
Yeah, I can tell because it's bloody raining every day. I know when Wimbledon's on, it doesn't stop raining.
Oh shit, yeah. But there were a couple of matches where the people were playing and there was no one in the stadium. It just seemed out of place. But I do see like on Centre Court and the courts around that there were quite a few. I mean, basically it was full, no masks. Everyone's just
it's one
back
of
to
the
normal.
test events that we have.
But I mean, they've cancelled the Formula One that's going to be in Australia later this year. They've canned that. And I don't know. I didn't look at the detail, but I'm assuming it's because of this whole COVID thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Australians don't mess around, eh?
Ours is very strict. I mean, if they pick up like 100 new cases, they will lock
what do you mean
down the
100?
city.
Melbourne, 5 new cases, dude. They locked down the city. They locked down the city, yeah.
Yeah, but lockdown 5 days. Everyone was up in arms. It was about to be riots. They don't know what lockdown is.
No. But listen, talking about...
Because the British and Irish Lions rugby are touring South Africa now.
Yes.
I say touring. They're there.
Yeah.
And, I was watching them playing the Sharks on Wednesday. Empty stadium. It was weird. It looked like some, practice session.
Yeah. But, I mean, did you see that the Springboks stopped practicing the other day because one of them tested positive for COVID?
Yeah. I mean, it's big news here because there's been such a build-up for this event because it was postponed and then it was going to be written off and then they were talking about moving it to Australia and then they were talking about scrapping it again and then it was on. And now it was a risk and now here we are. There's an outbreak of COVID in the Springbok camp. The Lions are already in South Africa. They're already committed. They're already in their little support isolation bubble, only come out to play games.
Yeah.
If the Springboks continue to have an outbreak, the whole thing won't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I
I
mean,
just feel sorry for the Sharks because the Sharks will just have to play like 12 games in 3 weeks because they're the only ones who can play them.
what's that? Best of
Thrashing
10.
after thrashing.
Yeah, best of 10. Yeah, I don't know. Jeez, that's scary. But I wonder if the Springbok team's being vaccinated.
Yeah, but
I
even
don't
if
think there's anyone there who's like under 40.